Hello.
Hello. BrightSign translates my signs into speech.
Hello, can I have chocolate ice cream, please?
So in July, we had a big update to BrightSign, including localization for German. Can you tell us more about BrightSign and in particular how your glove works?
Yeah, of course. So the way that BrightSign works is you have a glove that pairs with our companion app. As you just said, our app is now localized into 5 or 6 different languages, one of those being German. That has full support. The way that the glove works is it actually comes completely blank. And it's set up so that you can teach it any signs or gestures from any sign language. So it could be a standardized sign language, like I think it's called DGS, is it? The German Standard Sign Language?
Yes.
Yep. I'm not going to try and pronounce that and embarrass myself. But it also means you can support any other sign as well. So if you've got someone with a limited range of movement, or someone that's made up their own signs, maybe they're a bit older, they didn't learn a regular sign language in full beforehand, they can still just show it one example of each of their signs, and it will work just as well. So you effectively you can use the app to do this. So the glove connects to the app through Bluetooth. You get about 12 hours worth of actual signing time battery life, and then it can then translate your signs in real time into the language and accent and voice of your choice. So again, for German, we've got mainland Germany, Austrian German, Swiss German accents, male and female voice options, and a handful of each of those. The idea is so that everyone can pick a voice that actually matches their identity and how they want to come across.
Mm-hmm. So the glove allows you to speak to other people, but then how does the communication backwards work?
So built into the app, we have a speech recognition system. It supports all of the languages that we support for output. And it allows optimized for loud environments and things like that. It will transcribe whatever's being said into text on the screen for you to read back. In the long run, we are looking at a way of being able to have sign language translated back and fed back to the user as well. But it's not something we're happy with the quality of yet, so we've not put it out there. That is a long-term ambition.
Okay. And can you use the app then by itself, or do you have to use it in combination with the glove?
So from a purely technical standpoint, I don't think we'll let you use the app unless you've actually got an account set up with a glove on it. Once if you've got a glove and you're set up with the app within that account, you can use the speech recognition and that functionality without the glove connected and running. But just because of how the app works, the first thing we make you do when you install the app is to set it up with a glove, so you can't get into it for the first time without at least having an account that would work.
You mentioned before that there's different languages supported. So for example, I could be signing something in Austrian Sign Language, and the BrightSign can translate it into Italian spoken language. How does that work?
Yeah, so 100%. So you set it up, you teach it your signs in whatever language you want. So in your case, it could be teaching it in German, for example. But then you can set a completely different output language, and you can even set multiple output languages and switch between them. And then it will, in real time, whenever you want to, recognize your signs and then translate them all the way into the other language as well. So this could be because you're on holiday in Italy, you want it being translated into Italian, but we also have a lot of users that are, they're multilingual. They might use one language at home and another language at work. And so they want it to be able to speak both of those languages for them completely natively. And from our perspective, at least it's a bit hard, it's difficult for us to do. That's kind of where the technology is. But from the user's perspective, it's just as easy to have your glove speaking Italian, a speech, as it is to have it speaking German. It's just a little one switch to change the language output.
What sort of quality control did you have while developing this? How can a deaf person be sure that the signs are being translated correctly?
So from a purely numerical point of view, if you've set up the glove yourself, you've taught it your signs, you can expect in excess of 99% accuracy. We developed the glove working with a number of different groups, primarily in the UK, but also some in the Middle East as well, so that we get a good breadth of different sign languages. And that is deaf organizations, it was special educational needs schools with teachers. We've had a whole breadth of different people, because again, we don't necessarily just focus on one sign language for the deaf. We also care about nonverbal autism and how those individuals like to sign, stroke survivors that make up their own signs. The entire product was designed to be as close to perfectly accurate as it can be, but for any sign you can imagine.
Yeah, and then a final question about the costs. At the moment, it seems on your website at about 2,420 euros.
Yeah.
I imagine that a lot of deaf people might struggle paying that much up front. Are there any sort of cooperations with national healthcare services, private health insurance?
So it's that there's different systems, obviously, depending on exactly where you live, what country, even what region, as to how the systems work. For us, the vast majority of our users don't pay for it themselves. They're able to access it through some scheme or other, and we try our best as a company to match people with appropriate schemes for them. If someone reaches out to us and says, "Hi, I'm in this place, I have this condition," whatever, we will try and work with them to match them with someone that can provide it to them. On top of that, we also have interest-free financing that covers the whole of Europe and various other things. And we have some direct charity affiliations in case someone falls through all of the other gaps. As far as specific specific circumstances go, you'd have to tell me like a specific circumstance for me to be able to say this is how this person would get it. But broadly, most people don't pay for it themselves.